already had a mediumship time done before. It's really cool. I like your glasses, by the way. They're blue, right?
Yeah.
I like them. They're very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Do you have a sibling that's passed?
No.
No? Okay. I jumped on that real quick, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it was, somebody coming in for you. It just, I felt that kind of energy, but I'm going to keep going here. Okay. Actually, I'm getting both male and female trying to come in at the same time. Male seems stronger, though.
It's from my dad.
Okay.
He was always a quiet person.
Really?
But in these type of sessions, he's there.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Interesting. He's definitely, well, if this is your dad, it's definitely the stronger energy from the female. So the female that I have coming through, I feel like there's more than one actually. Seems like there's a few. Do you have any aunts that have passed? Okay, because I feel a grandmother, obviously. I'm sure you have a grandmother who's passed. But I also feel an aunt energy.
Mm-hmm.
And your mom's still alive?
No,
she's passed as well? Okay. Because I feel aunt more so than mom right now.
Yeah, mom hardly ever, she's quiet. And
really?
She's never, yeah, it was weird.
Okay. Let's see. So something else I do is actively seek out the spirit you want to talk to. So if you did want to focus on mom, since you've talked to the others before, we can absolutely do that as well, if that is something you prefer. Or we could just keep going with whoever comes forward.
Yeah.
Okay. I do feel we're going to be connecting with, if it's your dad, then your dad. Because he seems to be much stronger and not wanting to
give anybody a chance.
Yeah, right? He's like front and center. And this is your biological father?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what is he giving me here? I'm going to have to slow him down, I believe. I feel like he's giving me a lot at one time. Would it make sense to you? He's showing me a hat that kind of looks like it would be something in the military or the army or something like that.
Or Shriner. He was a Shriner.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but he was in the military as well.
Okay. I don't know what a Shriner is.
It's, like water buffalo from Flintstones. It's the grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he's showing me a hat, and sometimes they'll show me a full uniform if they're in the military, but this does seem like something that would have probably been part of a uniform or something like that. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I don't know why he would be showing me this, but it looks like an old-timey radio, almost like you would send signals with. Did he communicate with Morse code or anything whenever he was in the... I'm trying to figure out what this is, why he's showing this to me, and I almost hear him turning the sound up and then turning it down, up and down, up and down.
Unless he's trying to play music or a song.
Yeah, he might be. Is he sarcastic? Okay, because I feel like he's sarcastic, and I almost feel like that's what he's using. Because sometimes, okay, I figured it out. I know what he's doing right now. So usually, whenever I'm trying to get a client or a spirit to like kind of slow down or get less loud, I will imagine it as I'm turning something down or turning something up to get them to go faster or louder. So I think he's being sarcastic and showing me that, like, oh, you want me to be slower? You want me to be quieter? That's so funny. I feel he's showing me like it doesn't look black and white, but I do feel he's showing me an old-timey looking picture of him when he was younger. Is there, actually, I feel he's showing me both now. Is there a picture of your mom and dad together? And it doesn't look like it's in color per se, but it also doesn't look black and white. Does this make sense to you? And it feels like they're a little bit younger, and he's got his arm over her shoulder. I want to say it looks like she's wearing a bathing suit, maybe.
They had a lot of photos, so
Okay,
it's
possible.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something in particular about this one, why he would be showing this to me. It could be to show me how young they were when they were together. In the picture, they look early 20s.
Yeah, they were married then.
They were married,
Yeah.
okay, in their early 20s. Okay, so they were together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to be either specifically them in the image, or it doesn't even have to be necessarily like them when they first started dating. This could just be to show me that they had been together for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. So I feel he's giving me double digits of how long it's been since he passed. So, like 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 30, not 1 year, 2 year, 3. Does this make sense to you?
I think he passed 16th. Yeah, so it hasn't been double
It
digits.
hasn't been double
Yeah.
digits? Okay, what about your mom?
She passed a year before him.
Okay.
So I think hers was 215 and he was 216.
Okay.
Unless he means 1.6 and 1.5's double digits, you know.
Maybe, let's see. Okay. I believe so, yes, because whenever I'm getting something, well, you figured that one out, but when we get it on the right track, they give me big red check marks.
Oh.
And whenever I'm getting it wrong, they do this. Now, they're not being rude when they snap at me. It's just their way to get my attention, to say, no, you're not on the right path. I love it. I love communicating with them because we have to come up with our own language with each other, you know. So they'll give me things that they know I will understand. And sometimes I still don't get it because it's a charade. It's all a charade.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Do you have siblings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like he's given me that either you or one of your siblings was a handful. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you have a brother?
No.
Okay. Because he's not mentioning. I don't feel he's mentioning you. It almost feels like he's talking about one of your siblings, but he didn't give me like a specific energy, like female or male.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no brothers.
So would one of your sisters or your sister be the one that he might be referencing?
Well, it could be my little sister.
Okay.
Or it could be the sister that was the executive as his will, because she caused a lot of havoc and we don't talk to each other.
Okay. So handful would make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Are mom and dad buried or cremated?
They were cremated.
Okay.
And they're in at the army or whatever, in the wall.
They are, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing like it looks like tombstones or plaques of some sort, and they're either together or right next to each other.
Yeah, they're right next.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're in there together.
Mm-hmm.
But two separate urns.
Okay. He tells me he was lost with after she passed. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like lost.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like she took care of so much and everything that when she passed, he had no idea what he was doing.
Well, she didn't take care of anything, but he, she had Alzheimer's, so he was the caregiver, and he had someone come in, and all my sisters were there.
Okay.
So once she passed, that was all gone.
Oh, okay, I
And he
see
was
now.
left by himself.
I see. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Then it's like literally goes from all of that
Everybody to nothing. Mm-hmm.
Would you be the one that would try to take him out, try to get him like some more interaction? I feel he's showing me like going out for ice cream or something like that.
No, because I live in Florida and he was in Michigan.
Okay, was there a sibling that would do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 2 of us here. 4 of them are up north.
Okay, so then it would make sense that somebody
Yeah,
took
somebody
him out. Okay.
mm-hmm. They took him to doctor's appointments and
Stuff like that. Okay. So what I like to do is give as much evidential information as possible for you to be 100% certain this is your loved one before we even move on to the communicating and the asking questions and stuff like that. So I'm just going to keep going until you are comfortable that this is your dad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel mom is kind of hanging out too, right? But I feel he's definitely. Was it like that in their life where he would be the one that would talk more or be more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My mom really didn't work out of the home. She raised 6 daughters.
Okay.
And then she would babysit.
Okay.
So he was really the breadwinner.
I gotcha. Okay, so I feel when you guys were a little bit younger, he's giving me that he was kind of like a sergeant. Does this make sense? And do you know what I mean, though? Not necessarily a sergeant in the army. Like, he raised you guys as if he were a sergeant. It's kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Kind of strict.
He was kind of, yes. My mom did most of the, she would say, wait till your father comes home, but she did most of the discipline.
I gotcha. Okay. So, an example of the way that they show me certain things is, the like a G.I. Joe haircut. I don't know why they do that, and this has been multiple spirits that tell me they raise their house that way by showing me the G.I. Joe haircut.
Oh.
Like, why does that make sense? But somehow I understand what they're saying when they give that to me.
Yeah, he was a provider and everything.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there one vacation you guys took that kind of turned into like a disaster? I feel like, let me slow down. It's almost like he's showing me a road trip or traveling for some reason. It may not have been for a vacation, and there was something that happened. Kind of like maybe like a tire was blown, or there was some sort of. It seems like it would be memorable. Like you would be able to say, "Oh yeah, that one time we were trying to travel to wherever, and something happened."
No, unless he's meaning me traveling to Michigan from Florida and the interaction I had with my sister.
Okay. It's like something happened.
Yeah. We haven't speak since he passed.
All right. I don't know if this would make sense for when he was alive or not, but he says he doesn't blame you.
Yeah.
He says, I don't blame you.
Yeah. She was nasty.
Because you would think that a parent would be like, oh, you guys need to be close, you need to work it out. And he's like, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so I'm glad you understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have children?
Yes.
Let me ask you, do you have a son?
Yes.
That's the boy energy I'm getting. So not brother. Not brother, I'm getting a male energy, and now it's making sense that you have a son.
Yeah.
Okay, he seems really like he really wants to talk about this. Is your son like okay, hold on. He's giving me a lot right now. Is your son in his late 20s? Early 30s?
Yes.
Early 30s,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I'm getting it, he's not showing me like, oh, he's fresh out of high school or something like
Yeah.
that. Late 20s, early 30s. So yes, early 30s, okay. Seems something work related. Did he just get a promotion or a job, or is he working somewhere that your dad would have been extremely proud of? Does this make sense?
Both.
Both? Okay. Because he's mentioning it like it's something he really wants to bring to your attention, that he knows about it.
Okay.
And he's proud of it, or...
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Okay, good. And does he have children?
No.
Okay.
I hope we see someone.
Yeah. That's funny.
Does he know something I don't know?
Yeah,
They both say no, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Let's see. Is he in a relationship?
He's married.
Okay, because I'm feeling like there is a connection somehow to... You're saying they said they don't want to have kids?
Yeah.
Do you have any other children? I feel at least... No, he's your only child? Okay.
Well, I had miscarriages, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel
spiritual.
at least two. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. 2 exact miscarriages?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know the genders? Because one feels like a boy.
I don't, but I've been told through a psychic, one is a boy, one's a girl.
Okay. Because I'm getting at least one boy. So then now this is making sense that this is not children for your son. This was connected to you. Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, because I'm thinking, I don't know, there's little boys here. What do you, or at least one little boy. Are you sure he doesn't? But no, that makes sense then. Yeah. Okay. And they wouldn't have been twins, right? 2 separate. No. Okay.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah, that's
true. You couldn't tell. It was just the pregnancy was
true.
Miscarriage. You don't know if it was 2 or not.
Yeah. The reason I ask that is because I do have a boy and a girl, but they don't seem like they were together at the same time when they passed. It does seem like 2 separate completely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the girl seems a little bit older. Would you know?
I wouldn't know the gender, yeah.
Would have any of the...
But one would have been older than the other.
Well, of course, yeah. But has any of the psychics ever told you whether or not it was a... Because the female energy, the girl, seems like she was older than the boy.
Oh.
So that may have been the first one that you miscarried. Your dad and your mom have them with them.
Oh.
Yeah, they're with them.
Aww.
And it's how do I describe this? So like how if you're in your physical form and you have grandkids, you have one type of relationship, and he's like, and they have their spiritual connection there.
Yeah, because they would never saw.
Yeah, so they know these babies, they have their connection with these babies spiritually.
Yeah.
And well, this is turning into where I'm getting to connect. This is awesome. I'm getting to connect for the two babies too, where your dad is specifically the one saying that he is the complete opposite of your current son. Like he wouldn't have been anything like how your son is now, and not in a bad way. Just like night and day. They're 2 different kinds of energy. The daughter would be sassy, feisty.
Oh, you mean they're complete, not my dad and my son.
Yes,
the children.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Oh, probably.
Yeah, and but she's the daughter is like he's like she'd be sassy.
Like mommy,
yes, probably. Yeah, almost like mouthy, but not in a bad necessarily way. Just kind of yeah. And then it's like, the son is very quiet, reserved, polite. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that seems to be the energy that the two of them have.
Mm.
So you don't need to worry about them at all. Your mom and dad have them
Oh, yeah.
totally fine. Okay, what about a pet? Did your son just recently get a pet?
Not, no, but I've had pets that passed, and they
Okay.
said that they're there with them.
Yes, absolutely. They're and pets do stick around. He said pet, so I thought maybe this was a pet that you guys just recently got or your son.
Well, I'm getting one on Saturday.
You're
and
getting a pet on Saturday.
And I just got a rabbit within the last 6 months, and I'm getting a kitten this Saturday.
He's aware of these things.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so he wouldn't bring that up if he didn't know about it, right?
Okay.
So he's mentioning pets because he knows that you're getting these pets. Because he kind of goes, well, no, yeah, there's pets here, but no, I'm talking about, in your
Live
physical,
pets.
yes, live pets. He's like, no, they're
Oh,
here, but no,
yeah,
I'm talking
okay.
about live pets.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if mom will give me anything. Okay, so with mom, she kind of gives me that she had a hard time, like off and on, remembering you or maybe your siblings. It was
She had
almost.
dementia for 10, 13 years, I believe.
Oh my gosh, that's so long. Wow. But she passed from Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she does give me that, like, she would off and on. Sometimes she knew who you were, sometimes she didn't.
That's true.
Okay. Well, she doesn't need to, but she's apologizing for that.
Oh.
I know. She doesn't need to, but they do sometimes feel like they should
Yeah.
at least. There's 6 of you. Wow, that's a lot, kid. That's a lot of girls. That's a lot of estrogen. Your poor dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one psychic had told me that I have a brother, but I don't know if he felt like she may have miscarried. I never heard anything about it. None of my sisters know anything.
That makes sense.
It does.
That's why I asked you, do you have a sibling who's passed?
Oh.
And
okay.
I was getting a boy energy.
Oh, see, someone has told me, but we never knew,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think any of my sisters knew.
Because remember that was the first question I asked you. Is, do you have a sibling that's passed? And you said no. And then I was like, do you have a brother? And you said no. Then okay, I'm glad you told me that because there is a brother energy.
Okay, then it's maybe because we had all girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone had mentioned that you have a brother.
Yes. Interesting. Your mom and dad didn't know either. Your mom miscarried and didn't know she was miscarrying.
Oh.
She said I didn't know either.
Oh.
And when they come, they're like, imagine our surprise when we show up and we have a son that's passed.
Oh wow.
Huh. Your mom is the one mostly talking about that. It's like she just thought she was having her period, like didn't realize that she was having a miscarriage. And then
Isn't that strange?
Yeah,
it came up before.
And she's like, yeah, we were very surprised when they got to the spirit room and there's a son. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was over here like I know that there's a brother energy here.
Well, I was gonna say brother-in-law that passed, but that's really not.
No, this seems
sibling.
like brother.
But yeah, some psychic had told me I have a brother. And somebody told me that my 2 miscarriages were one was a boy, one was a girl. And that they play with my dog, and that's why you see weird things going on with my dog.
Yep, that's another thing about the pet that he's might be mentioning is
they play with the pets.
play with the pets. I'm getting an initial R. Does that resonate for you at all? It doesn't have to be your parents.
Well, R is my last name, and R is his name is Ray. My middle name is R-A-E.
And your last name starts with an
R.
Is what?
R-U-N-D, Rund.
Rund. Okay. he's just giving me the initial R, didn't necessarily who it was for, but it sounds like R is relevant in your names,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
What about the initial M?
Emma.
Is this an M or an N? Would an N make more sense? I'm gonna write it off to the side because, like I said, sometimes I might misinterpret, and I'm just gonna see what they say, because I have had it where I've had spirits give me an initial for like a place of work or a street they lived on, or stuff like that, and it can seem like the most random, the town you grew up in, something
Well,
like that.
Michigan. M is for Michigan. We lived in Michigan.
And that's where your family lives now. Some of your family lives now.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting. I didn't even remember you said Michigan. I'm gonna keep it there, and we'll see
Okay.
how it goes. If they mention something else about it, but that could be where they're placing it. But I'm not getting the check marks. I'm just gonna put it off to the side, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay. I just got an image of a flower. I don't feel that this is the kind of flower it is, but I'm getting like poinsettias. They seem like red. They don't seem like roses, okay? But are they roses? Do you have any connection to roses at all?
He'd buy my mom roses, like for her anniversary. He gave her roses with $100 bills wrapped around them.
Holy moly, that's awesome.
he grew roses.
Okay. Well, the flower looks red, and sometimes that does signify a rose, but the flower itself does not look like a rose.
Mm-hmm.
But if that makes sense to you, then we can place that. Okay, there's the check marks.
Hope so.
I love it. I love it. It's so awesome to get that confirmation. But yes, there's the check marks on that one.
So that's what it was.
Yeah, but like I said, like right back here, they're not giving me the check marks on those initials, so I'm not sure about those yet. Okay. Do they have great grandkids?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he's kind of like showing me, he's going like this to signify a branch of kids.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, we had a lot of kids, and then we had a lot of grandkids, and he's just like branching them
Mm-hmm.
out. Okay, so that makes sense to you. I feel like there's been babies born since they passed.
Yes.
Does the number 3 resonate?
I'm not sure how many, but at least 3, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah.
I feel 3
Okay.
specifically that he's mentioning.
It'd be my little sister's daughter, so I'd have to check and see.
Okay.
Or her son too. Her son had 2. Could be.
Okay. I feel 3. Did any of them have triplets or anything? No? Okay. I love your face. No. We don't need triplets. No. Okay. See if the number 3 would make sense for how many kids have been born since they passed.
Okay.
However, that's what I feel the number 3 is connected to. So also, they're both actually kind of trying to reassure you they haven't missed out on anything. So any graduations, weddings, babies, get-togethers, anything, holidays, they have been a part of it.
Okay.
You may just not notice because obviously you can't see them, but they're like, we're not missing out on any of it.
Great.
And the aunt that is trying to come forward, is that Dad's aunt or sister?
My mom's
Your
sister,
mom's
probably.
sister.
Because we were very close with her.
So the reason I asked that is because they're showing me like Dad and Mom is on his left side and the aunt is on his right side. So it felt like, not his aunt, your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
it feels like he's showing me that to say that she was on his side.
Well, I do have aunts on his side, but we were never close with his side of the family.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's my mom's sister.
Could be. It just was
Maybe
interesting the way
They
that,
had it set.
yeah, how it set it up to where mom was on one side and she was on the other of them.
Uh-huh.
They were close though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that could be the reason
Yeah.
why.
We would go there every weekend. She moved down here. I lived next door to her.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So very close.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the connection so far? Do you feel that this is
I think
your loved ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, if you feel confident on it, you can start asking questions or anything you want to do. It's up to you. Some people say, I don't have any questions. And then, you know.
I don't really know what to ask.
Okay,
He
take your
said
time.
he's been around.
Yeah, he's come.
And there's sometimes that I feel him. There's times that I, get signs like
Coins?
coins.
I was just going to say coins.
He gives 10 cents.
Okay, that's it. Come on, you should be giving dollars. Come on. Let's let her find a dollar.
They say like pennies from heaven. I always
Yes.
pick them up, but every time I see a dime, I know it's from him.
Yeah, he just said coins, and I was
Yeah.
just gonna. That's why I said coins when you did, because I didn't want you to get it ahead of me. But he did tell me coins are a sign from him.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is, I feel a specific place he's telling me you have found a coin that was like super random. Can you think?
Just recently.
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Okay, let me see if I can get him to tell me what he's talking about.
This is really ridiculous.
Have you found one in the kitchen before? I feel like on the kitchen floor.
Nothing in the house, I don't believe.
Okay.
That was really stuck out.
Sure. Okay.
Usually it's outside.
Yeah. Okay. See, and this is where it gets tricky because I feel like he's showing me several places. So he may not be showing me the most recent, but I do feel like I see a dime in grass. Does this make sense to you?
Not on grass, like on cement in parking lots.
Okay. Did it seem like it was close to grass maybe?
I don't recall.
I feel like it's a sidewalk.
Could be a sidewalk.
And it seems right on the edge touching the grass. You can't think of where?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see if you notice one soon. Okay, you might notice one where he's giving you a,
That's me.
yeah, like a very specific image here. It's
Yeah.
like sidewalk or concrete, and then next to it is grass, and it's like it's touching kind of both.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to take a picture.
If you find it, please take a picture and send it to me. I would love to know. So, yes, I mean, he is.
He sends me coins, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
So the reason why I know at his memorial, when we were going to his memorial, the dime was on the ground. So that's why I always associated dimes with my dad.
Okay. Well, he is the one who gives you dimes.
Okay.
So you're correct on that. Absolutely. And then your mom is showing me something with like flowers or something that goes with flowers. Maybe like butterflies, dragonflies. Does this make sense?
Every time I see a butterfly,
Tissues.
I say, that's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, that's your mom. Okay.
I always say that's my mom.
That's your mom. Butterflies and is her, coins is dad. But they do manifest themselves in other ways. Those are just the signs that they specifically give to you. Otherwise, they do show me, things like lights or music or something like that might be.
Because I'll be sitting at work talking to someone, I'll say butterfly and go, hi, Mom! Because they all know.
Yeah. That's her.
Yeah, okay.
So there you go. There's your confirmation. Yes, the butterflies are actually your mother.
Aww. Now, if I could ask my father, the one sister that I have the conflict with, has he ever reached out to her to say, hey, this wasn't a good thing for you to do, or is he just staying out of it, or?
Let me see. 'Cause I feel like I saw something. Let me see. 'Cause I feel like I saw something. 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 Okay, interesting. Now, I don't know if she would know this, but he's giving me there's a loud noise, and it almost seems like something fell over or was knocked over. And I feel that not like he's throwing a temper tantrum, but trying to get her attention. And
Oh,
instead of just like showing it in a soft way, just a light turning on or off, whatever, it's like he actually knocked something over.
oh. I wouldn't know because I don't talk to her.
So he's kind of telling me that yes, he did, but I don't know if she even noticed that it
Oh.
could have been him. Does she believe in this kind of stuff?
I don't know how much she does, but when my other sisters hear this, maybe they've spoken to her and said, "Hey, this was a strange thing that happened.
Sure.
I wonder if it was Dad trying to reach me."
Okay.
So that'll be interesting to know.
For sure. And please follow up on that as
Yeah.
well. Let me know. But he,
Yeah.
he is kind of giving me, he knocked something over and it made a loud noise.
Because one psychic told me, well, when I first sat down one time, he came in with a hammer and nail, said he's going to fix everything.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. That's cute. Yeah, see the way they give us signs and symbols and stuff like that, we have to interpret them.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's up to the person to interpret what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because you guys know them better than we do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my mom always said, just, you need to connect with them. And we're like, nope, we're not.
Yeah.
My little sister the same way. Nope, we're not connecting to them.
Yeah.
And she always tried to be the peacemaker, And then my dad gave me confirmation that I don't blame you.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
blame you at
Yeah.
all.
Does he know where his Mason apron is? Who has it? Because that's what I was supposed to get, and that was what caused the conflict.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this first. Do you know a George? Or anybody with the initial G? Not that you can think of.
Not off the top of my head. George.
Because sometimes they'll give me a name just to show me that it starts with a certain letter, and it may not actually be George, Like,
none of my sisters have a beginning with a G.
Okay. What about one of their significant others, one of the kids, one of the grandkids, anything like that you can think of?
Nothing with a G that I can think of.
All right, I'm gonna put this up here.
Unless G means grandkid. Because one of them has his ring. The granddaughter has his ring, Mason ring. But not the. I don't know if she could have his apron now. But I knew she got the ring.
I do get female energy is associated with his apron. So there is a female that has his apron, not a male.
Probably her then. She probably still has it.
However, for him, it's not really important.
Yeah, because he told me before, through spirit, that all the memories are in my heart.
Yes. He doesn't seem like to give you the idea it's important and you need to get that.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, it don't matter who
Get
has
over
it.
it,
Yeah, it doesn't matter who has it. It's just an apron.
Yeah.
But I do feel female has it. So,
my sister's.
okay. And is there a way you could reach out and find out? Not necessarily to her, but maybe one of the.
Yeah, I could probably with us talking here.
Yeah.
I could probably say, oh, like she does have this.
Okay.
Or something like
All
that.
right.
But,
All right.
yeah, I don't know what happened to it afterwards.
Did your mom like to read? I feel like they're showing me a book or giving me an image of a book for some important reason. Maybe she didn't read, but is there a book that might be relevant?
Other than a cookbook, I guess she loved to cook. Check mark.
Well, and then I heard recipes. So
there you go.
Did somebody end up with your mom's recipes or a book that has recipes in it?
The school that we went to had asked all the mothers to donate recipes, and her name is in there, and she bought all of us a book, and she wrote to Joyce, to whatever.
Okay.
So that's probably what it was.
There's the checks. Yep.
There you go.
Okay, so she's mentioning that, and that's one way for you to be validated that this is hers. How would I know that? You know what I mean? Like, how would I know that there was a book
Yes, that's it.
So there's that. specifics. They've already moved on from that image because we got it right. Are you having a hard time with something right now, or is one of your other siblings? I feel like there's a time there's something going on that's really stressful right now.
I don't really know about anyone else. I mean, I do have back issues,
Okay.
so I don't know if that's what they
Is
were
that
thinking of.
really weighing on you right now?
Mm, it's a hindrance. I
Yeah.
mean,
This seems like something that's
unless it's my little sister. She's
going
been
through a
going through
tough
some
time.
tough times.
Is she okay?
She has been. I don't know if she has recently.
Still, okay,
But
because they're giving me like it's tough times, not just one specific thing. It's like there's a lot of stressful things happening. Does that make sense for your sister?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they're aware of that.
Okay.
They're aware of things. They're
Yeah.
aware of things. They show me a stuffed animal. Would it make sense to you for a stuffed animal? Because if not, then this is for a grandchild. And well, it would be great grandchild, right? Because your son would be their grandchild.
Right.
So then they're mentioning like
A great
grandchild.
Okay.
There's something with a stuffed animal. You can maybe ask one of your, grandchildren maybe, or what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Something about a stuffed animal, and it's interesting because I feel like he's saying they gave it to this child, which would mean somehow they orchestrated it for this child to get the stuffed animal, even if they can't physically hand it to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
So somebody has a stuffed animal that somehow after their death was given to them. Oh, okay. I don't.
So you just, maybe ask if one of your great grandchildren have like a stuffed animal or a stuffed bear that seems like it was I don't want to say random, but maybe just so happened to end up with this stuffed animal, or it may be one of those bears that has like a heartbeat or something like that.
Oh.
But just in the back of your mind, maybe try to keep in mind they're giving me that there's a grandchild that has a stuffed animal that they somehow have managed to get to them. They do that. I mean, I've had grandfathers tell me that they gave their grandson like a fire truck, and the woman started crying. She's like, this red fire truck literally showed up out of nowhere in my living room. She's like, we have never had a red fire truck. All of a sudden we have a red fire truck toy in the living room. So they do that. They have ways that they can somehow manifest these things into our lives, and we're just, how can you do that? But they can. So the stuffed animal seems to be relevant for a grandchild. Okay. So keep that in mind. Right. Do you have any other questions for them? I kind of want Mom to talk some more.
Yeah.
So you know how an M and an N have like the points? What about a W? Does the W make sense? I don't know why I can't figure that out. Because it looks like it's got pointed letters. Maybe it's not a letter. Maybe it's not a letter. It could be a design of some sort. Hold on, I need to focus on this. I feel like I can't let it go. It's funny. I feel Dad's laughing at me. He's laughing at me because I'm like, I got to figure this out. What is this? Mason.
That's they have a...
Mason. Okay. That makes sense then. The masonry
thing.
thing.
M Mason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it even could be the symbol, because isn't there a symbol with points?
Yeah. It's like a projector or a protractor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so he's telling me that that's what he was referencing to, is the Mason thing, masonry thing. I'm so glad that I figured. Thank you, because I was gonna drive myself. I was gonna drive myself crazy trying to figure that out. So good. We placed the M. See, and here I go with the G. I want to figure this out. What am I getting out of that?
G was for, what was he? A person? Or
Well,
somebody
that's the
has
thing.
it with a G?
See, and that's the
paper?
thing is, I heard the name George, but sometimes they do that just to give me the first initial.
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, maybe there's a G for a name. I'm trying to figure this out. Does anybody live in Georgia or anything like that? No? Okay. And sometimes it's not. Maybe I could have just completely misunderstood what they were saying.
Yeah.
So.
We just need to figure out G.
I mean, saying sometimes we never will. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like I misinterpreted it, and they don't find that it's important enough to even bother keep going with it,
Yeah.
But there's that. Let's see. There's something flying, but it seems like something with wings and not like a butterfly, like a fly or a dragonfly. Do you know of anything you could place that with?
I've recently gotten dragonfly earrings and necklaces.
They're okay. They're aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah. See, and this is, you might be like, why would they mention that? Just because they need you to know. They see things, they are aware of things.
Yeah.
Seems very random, but that's how they can tell you,
Yeah. Like, I'm getting a pet.
yes, they know you're getting a pet. This is just little things that you may think, that is so random. Why would they even mention the fact that I'm getting dragonfly earring? But it was very specific.
Dragonfly.
They didn't just go, oh yeah, she's just getting earrings. Well, anybody could have just got earrings. It's very specific to show you that they are around, and this is validation for you. Did Dad drink coffee or Mom?
They both.
Both?
My dad was a big coffee drinker.
Okay, because I feel he's showing me a coffee mug, and it almost seems like he's like, include me whenever you drink coffee. Do you drink coffee?
I used to. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to have his cup of joe. Just just like don't leave me out of it. But then also sometimes they'll show me a coffee mug to signify that they received one for a gift, or they may have.
I gave him a coffee mug with my mom's picture on it.
Oh, okay. And was this after she passed?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That's what he's referencing. But there is also still that connotation of
coffee.
Don't leave me out. Like, I still, include me in things, right? So Thanksgiving dinner, put a plate out. It don't have to have food on it. Just put a plate for your mom and your dad and include them somehow. And they will still be around, They just obviously can't eat off the plate.
Yeah.
So don't put a plate of food. Just the plate. Just an empty plate. But I do feel they want to still be included because they are still around.
Mm-hmm.
Dad really does come forward a lot stronger than the others.
It's so weird.
Was he not like that?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
See, and sometimes they're different. Their personalities carry over a lot. So sarcasm, right?
Yeah.
Some of their personalities will come over and still exist, but then there are other things that they develop from perspectives that they have in their, so there's been spirits that were awful in life, right? So in and out of jail or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in their spirit form, they've seen a whole different perspective. They are vibrating at a higher level. Things are more positive and loving.
Yeah.
And if I don't give actual valid information, then the client would be like, you're not connected to my loved one, because that's not how they were.
Yeah.
But with information that they can't deny is their loved one,
right.
They're like, okay, wow, they're different than they were,
Yeah.
So I definitely
towards the end he got like that, but growing up he was always quiet,
Mm-hmm.
never involved, and he's even mentioned through psychics that
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, I should have
Mm-hmm.
been there more, and
right. Yeah. So see how that there's some traits that still carry over,
right,
and then some that they realize I could have done better, I could have changed that, or that kind of thing.
Does he, I don't know if this is a valid question, does he have any advice for me on my upcoming retirement or?
Let's see. Do you have money set aside that can go into somewhere that gives you? Hold on, let me figure this out. It's like put some money aside where interest can accrue.
I have an ICMA account.
I don't know what that is.
It's, you know what, it's like kind of shares, but
Okay.
I'm not, you get interest on it too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through work. It's kind of like you buy shares and you can be aggressive or not aggressive. I'm not very aggressive because I don't like to lose. But
Hmm. It seems like there's the advice is basically that
save money.
save money. Yes.
Well, that's good advice because
Yeah.
I spend money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but also it almost seems like he's showing me you need to put it somehow that you get more money from it. Invest it
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's what he has for the retirement thing.
Yeah.
Was he a hard worker? Like that would.
Yeah, he was in money. He always paid off
Okay.
things early, and
So this
yeah.
is why he would be mentioning money.
Yeah,
Because he's
yes.
not like go travel the world
No,
or you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Like sometimes
Save
they
money. Yeah.
all about the money
Yeah.
he's talking about. Save the money. But it seems like he wants it to somehow accrue more money for you. So I guess that would be like an investment.
Yeah.
Your mom says get a hobby. Like get a hobby with your retirement. You keep yourself busy. Do you garden or anything like that?
No, but I rower pet sit, so that keeps me pretty busy.
Okay.
You know.
Something to keep yourself busy, basically.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
don't just sit on the couch,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
She's like, get a hobby or do something that's gonna give you
Right.
some, you know.
Yeah, because I've always had like 2 or 3 jobs at a time, so
Hmm.
you know they may be saying worry that I'm gonna.
Okay. Like just give up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's their advice on that. You know, mom does keep mentioning that you should communicate with your sister.
See?
It's almost like life is short.
Yeah.
Talk to her. You're gonna
No,
regret
Mom.
it. And then dad is like, I don't blame you. Like
There you go.
he's
Yeah.
on your side about it.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't. They don't tell me whether or not it's ever going to change. They don't have that kind of perspective of, you know, don't worry, you guys will come around. They're not saying that. You know,
Yeah.
in 6 months you'll be talking again. Nothing
Yeah.
like that. But I
Yeah.
do feel mom is very much pro. Talk to her.
Oh yeah, she
Dad
comes
is very
to my
much no.
sisters and says the same thing.
Does
She's
she?
like, no, Mom. We
Yeah.
both say no, Mom.
Oh
It
my
ain't happening."
goodness.
It ain't happening, Mom.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, sometimes we even with family, if they're toxic to us or they disturb our peace, it's okay to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're family doesn't mean we have to hold on to them, you know?
Right, right.
I find it interesting that they keep seeming to mention grandkids for your son.
Ooh, I hope so.
Like they keep mentioning a child connected to your husband or your son and his wife. And I mean, I'm not saying that she might currently be pregnant, but
Yeah,
I do feel that they're giving me connotation that he will have children.
I hope. And her mom hopes to. The one segment that has said if it's gonna be her choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's
Okay.
or be the one pushing for it.
Yeah.
So when I told her that, she's like, "Well, that ain't happening."
Oh, okay. She'll change her mind, I'm sure. She'd probably change her mind, but I do feel they keep giving me energy of children for them.
Oh, good, good.
So.
I hope it's before I pass.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, they're in their 30s. They don't have much time left.
Yeah. I don't know if they were like into this or understanding of this kind of thing before, but they are saying thank you for coming to mediums to talk to them.
My mom was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about your dad?
Because
He's really the one saying thank you.
He's always thanked me for coming.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
Good.
To talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's giving a thank you because you know it's almost like
because
I didn't know that I could do this, but thank you.
Yeah. Because you know I can feel that they're around,
Mm-hmm.
but unless I come to here, I can't really talk to
exactly.
them. I can talk
to
them,
them,
but
but they
I
can't get the response. Yep, I just
Yeah.
said that to my client right before, earlier today. I said that. It was like, anytime you want to talk to her, you can just talk to your mom. However,
she's not gonna answer.
you can't hear her responses. So I'm here anytime you want to. And that was the second time I've connected for him and his mom.
And mom and dad come to me in my dreams. I've never had them come to me in my dreams.
Really?
Yeah. And I've never, well, on my dad's funeral, I did kind of see him up in the corner, but I've never really seen them, or they've not come to my dreams. And I've like researched how can you get them to come into your dreams. And
Yeah. So sometimes they don't show up in our dreams because they are able to communicate in other ways.
Oh, okay.
So usually, if all the person ever gets from their loved ones is dreaming about them, then that means that they're not, I don't want to say the word advanced, but leveled up, I guess, enough to be able to actually manipulate other things like lights or giving coins or giving gifts or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So honestly, of course, you do want to see them or talk to them in your dreams, but if they're giving you other signs, that's because think of it like this: being able to visit you in your dream is like child's play. Like, that's easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the rest of it is what takes a little bit and more energy.
Right.
And if they're high enough vibrating of their energy that they can do things like that other than the dreams, then that just shows you that they are,
Yeah.
higher up and able to do those things.
Yeah.
But really, just thinking about them, do you have a picture that you could put next to your side of the bed, or
Yeah, I have pictures.
Maybe
and their ashes and stuff.
Maybe just look at the pictures and say, I'm going to bed. I'd really like for you to visit me in my dream. Ask them to visit you. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
And it's never worked?
I don't really put too much into it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like I'm a constant every night. Come to my dreams, come to my dreams.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing.
Yeah.
But I know that they're around.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I'll be watching TV and my cat will look up and go, "Is that you, Dad? Is that you, Mom?"
Yeah. For sure, they definitely are around.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how are they?
Great.
They're great.
Yes, great. Yes. Did they bicker a little bit? Not in a bad way, but pick at each other and stuff like that? Okay, so they're kind of like looking at each other like, we still do that. They still do that, but it's like it's a loving camaraderie type of thing, right? So, but they're definitely getting to, and this is where I word it, like living their best life. Obviously, they're not alive, right? But they don't have physical problems. They don't have financial issues, mental health issues, none of that. So they're just like, we're good. You know what I mean? Like they're happy to be able to be together.
That's good.
Be with your children, be with their son, pets. They get to be, aunts. Like they get to be with people that they love, and they also get to like see you guys and communicate with you all, even if sometimes you can't tell that that's them.
Yeah.
They get to not miss out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're good. They're very, very good. Very light. So not like heavy light. I'm talking like light, bright light. So the way that sometimes they'll present themselves to me is with light around them. And if it's really dim, usually that means that they are still trying to develop their energy to
He developed it right away.
They're very bright. Very, very bright.
Yeah.
Like almost as white as this piece of paper. Like they have a light around them. It's beautiful, beautiful bright lights. So I don't see how they could go any higher, honestly.
That's great.
It's almost like I need sunglasses. He's just so bright. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So I'm glad, because there's times that I want to talk to him, and this is the perfect way, and he's always came through. Like I said, even when I had the seance with all these people that I didn't even know, he came through.
Yeah. So it could have been anybody else's loved one. He's the one that came through.
Yeah.
He is strong for sure. Because see, like I told you, is sometimes other spirits will try to come through, and if they're stronger than your loved one, then they will get through. And I have to weed them out and say, no, you're not. This isn't for you. But he is strong. He came through right away.
Yeah. He's always is.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to ask them or say to them?
But I love them.
Yeah. They know that.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to ask if you know they loved you.
Oh yeah, no.
Because they know
no
that they're
yeah.
like, yeah, and she already knows we love them. I feel like they don't. So there's the cliche things that people think of when they go to a medium, right? Where it's the I'm proud of you, I love you, I miss you, but they genuinely do say those things.
Yeah.
They're not just thinking it. They actually genuinely do say they love you and they're proud of you, and
yeah.
they're very, very proud of your son. They keep mentioning him, and that could just be because I'm connected to you. They, may have other grandkids and great grandkids that they're very fond of and very proud of, but because I'm connected to you specifically, I do feel that they keep mentioning your son.
Yeah, he's doing well.
They're very proud of him.
Good.
Yes.
I'll have to let them know that.
Definitely very proud of him, especially with work related.
Yes. Yes, that's where he excels.
Okay, good. So it's like Grandpa's saying, like, keep it up. Keep it up. Okay. So tell him that. Keep going. He's doing great. They're not really mentioning like a husband for you, but that just again could.
I live with my ex-husband, so.
So you're not married.
No. I'm not
okay,
married.
That makes sense then, because they're not telling me like, oh yeah, they're her husband and talking about a husband for you.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So they don't mention him at all. They just seem to be very, very happy that you come to them and talk to them, and you do talk to them and include them in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So keep all that up for sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I don't cut them short. I let you connect as long as you want, and if you're, they do seem to kind of be slowing down. They don't have as much they need to say. So whenever you're ready, we can release them.
Okay. We can
go ahead and release them. Okay. So if you want to, what you can do is take a few seconds here. You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to, but I do like to thank them and all that. So take a few seconds, thank them, tell them you love them, and all those things. Okay, and then I'll release them. Thank you so much for coming forward and talking with her today. We appreciate your energy. And you're released. Okay, they're released. It was cute because they like turned around and hooked arms together.
Aww.
And like
walked away,
waving back to you like
Aww.
Bye, and hooked their arms, and they're walking like going together. It's very cute. So their energy is now no longer connected to me. They'll go back and be connected with you and your siblings and everybody that they want to connect with. But they're very good.
That's good.
They're very happy, and they are very much in love. Were they two peas in a pod when they were alive? Because I'm telling you, they are very happy with one another.
He was a very lost soul when she left.